My name is Mary Tiji. I come from the Lakjibu clan, which is a wolf clan. I come from Takla, and I'm Bear Lake, Giksan, and Carrier. The long history of our people, our indigenous people, being in residential school, they weren't parented themselves. They were in an institution, so they could not learn those skills for parenting. And as indigenous people, that is cornerstone of who we are, is being nurturers, especially women, being nurturers. We take care of our children. We talk about the child being at the center. And due to all the atrocities that have occurred and the breakdown in our structure, in our societal structure, in our familial structure, there's been that breakdown of the very basic natural relationship between parent and child. So it's important to bring tradition home, because I may have been fortunate to have my parents raise me. They didn't go to residential schools. So I was fortunate enough to have that. A lot of our people didn't have that. So we have to give those basic skills and to revitalize our culture, to revitalize our people, because if we don't have that most basic relationship strengthened, then our people will not have that foundation to flourish.
It's winter time, under the net, set the net, ice. Take it easily, that's a big shock.
For me, how I see it is because of all the traditional ceremonies we've lost, and there's a lot of new moms out there that really need to acknowledge which clans they come from and how we follow our mother's clan.
How I was taught generosity and sharing was from my grandmother, God bless her soul. She taught us a lot on sharing our generosity and sharing food, everything. She brought us down to Pendleton Bay, and that's where we did all our learning experiences on the traditional foods and stuff. So mostly I've learned from my grandmother and my mother, my auntie Sophie. So there we did we were generous. They taught us a lot on our traditional foods, and so that's where we got a lot of our sharing.
Salted qua pockets and pea yesterday la black qua half dry yesterday black qua side strip in la. Then is cut nit the art the flahni. Stit kaya heart the thing stit up to the sla. Now sunny so at the west and noxe Malian side so noxe Jane Don standing at the fifth. Teens and age just a great one or half dry.
The holidays I got it out town site. So the net on the beans on it.
Oh.
So it's so got the was
I think when you look at within our language, and we talk about parenting. And we talk in the non-native language. There's grandmother, great auntie, like all of these different words. But for us, for me, I am not only an aunt to my nieces and nephews, I am their mother as well. So when you talk about it takes a community to raise a child, this is really what our culture is about. Who we are as an indigenous people. It's that everybody raises that child, everybody disciplines that child, everybody celebrates that child. We have our potlatch, our feast system, where rites of passage are acknowledged, where birth is acknowledged, where death is acknowledged. So all these pieces come together. It's all the elders that are coming together. It's all the aunties, the uncles, the extended family that comes into developing that person, that little person, to live up to their best potential, their biggest potential.
because of the modern day and age today, both parents have to work. I have to work, and my partner has to work, and so our children get lost. They lose whatever I have. I haven't truly passed it on, and it's really sad because I'm the breadwinner, and so is my husband, and so the kids get left with moving on without the teachings that I have that I should be passing along, because I don't live in my hometown. I have to move away for my employment, for my profession. So that's another huge challenge. And so wherever I am, if I have a brand new baby, we have a celebration, I belong somewhere. My baby belongs somewhere.
I was taught to be respectful, and I passed that on to my children. I told them that the foremost identity or trait or main characteristics of an Aboriginal child is respect. And it's reinforced by my late wife, and she really insisted on that they respect their elders. And when they visit their grandparents, they made sure that they didn't shout or they didn't run around. And a lot of this isn't just one person or two person. It has to be the whole family, like the grandparents, the aunts, the cousins.
They see how the parent acts, and here where it comes in that there's a lot of things that don't need to be said. It can be transferred with the mind without speaking. Some people might call it mind control, but it, in a good way. It's transferring knowledge without speaking, just by using their mind.
I think when we looked at the training curriculum and remembering what we're trying to do, we are revitalizing our culture, because we know at the very core of the survival and of our people, and for our people to become successful and strong as they once were, is to have culture. Now, given that, again, we have a lot of our families, our parents that are living in urban settings and that aren't able to come out to a setting like this and pick berries, those basic teachings you could still do and replicate in a different setting. So, for example, when I was being raised, when I was a young child, I know that at a setting like this, I would be picking berries with my aunties, my great aunties, my mother, my sisters, my family. And the women and the young girls would be together. And this is the time when it was just for us, when my mom could talk to me about becoming a woman, what that meant, the responsibilities that we had. We would also talk about if there was difficulty, if I was being a difficult teenager. It was a time just to sit and reflect and be with each other and get the guidance that we needed.
The experience, and I know the teachings that came from my partner's family, is around supporting needs and supporting like wellness and like emotional and spiritual wellness, especially because if you're distressed or you're anxious or frustrated or unhappy, it affects the baby, and that's what the elders always tell us, that we need to be in a good way, and it needs to be like our whole being. And so that was really his role, was supporting me so that I could be as well in all areas of my life, so that my pregnancy was well and I would have a baby who came into the world that was happy and healthy and well adjusted and grounded.
Once we're at the potlatch, we start drumming, me and Frank Jr. When we start drumming, this little one, he can do it. And he drums, he grabs the drums and he starts singing.